the verge of maybe a protest outside of a dwelling. So I think you want to get your legal head on, go over there with your colleagues.
Right, this is good because I can give this to politicians
and then,
to know how the police are abusing it.
I'm not abusing it.
Yeah, you are.
No. Listen to what I'm telling you.
Article 10 and 11.
Listen to what I'm telling you. You've got people with balaclavas outside this person's residential house.
Alright then, so what you have just seen there is the police threaten to use a legislation because he doesn't like what this person's saying. That's what it is. I can't fault this officer. He has done the right thing apart from up to this point. And up to this point, as you see in the video, he's threatened to use protesting outside of a dwelling because people have got a balaclava outside of residential homes. Now, the guy filming is absolutely right with Article 10 and 11. So the fact that he's got a balaclava, that there's one or two people with a balaclava on, is absolutely irrelevant. They wouldn't have said the same thing if it was hijabs. At all. No, they would not. And the fact that they're saying they're protesting outside of a dwelling, they're not. They're standing up for somebody's rights with the bailiffs trying to seize assets. Now, I like this sort of videos. I'm probably not going to interrupt it. I might interrupt it with a bit of legislation is spouted. But apart from that, I'm not going to really interrupt it. The person who is filming knows practically what he's talking about, so I'm not going to get involved with that sort of stuff. So let's just get straight into this video.
No, she's alright. She's alright. She's alright.
You know that because it kept getting raised, we were offering that, and that separate, that offer's still there, okay?
We haven't started that.
So if that situation changes, it's
important. Giving you authorisation to full entry to the property.
It's not. No, you're not. That's not what you're asking. You're asking me to. Do I need authorisation to execute that writ? I've got his authorisation. That's sufficient.
No, this alleged writ was issued to Joseph J. Hanlon.
Yeah, and I'm.
It's only Joseph J. Hanlon. No, you're not. I've got the court officer telling me.
Where's your assignment? Where is your assignment? Where's your assignment paperwork?
Right, so once again, just to confirm, you're refusing me entry into the premises, is that correct? Is that correct?
Where is your assignment
I'm
paperwork?
assuming everybody standing here is refused.
Where is your assignment paperwork?
You're not going to allow me.
Where is your assignment paperwork?
You're not going to allow me entry. Are you going to allow me peaceful entry or not?
Can't act on an assumption.
Are you going to allow me peaceful entry? You're denying me peaceful entry.
You can only enter the property peacefully. It's Lightwood versus Fisher. You can't. There's nothing that grants you any authority to force entry to the property. If you go in there, shouts out and say, mate, I'm coming after you.
So it's not the one authorised on this.
Joseph J. Hanlon has to be the person that has to be here to act on this. He's not here.
As it stands, I appreciate what you're telling me. My honest belief is what everything I'm doing at the minute is lawful. Okay, and I'm letting them crack on with their job. We're here to remain impartial.
Corrected with the documentation officer.
So they're here at the minute.
Legally trained.
We're here lawful.
But we've.
This has already been.
Are you satisfied that there's no one in there?
I've been told by more than one person now that it's fine.
That's sufficient. Okay. Okay.
No worries.
It's on video, so I hope you're right.
It is on video. Yeah, because you
I
said
hope you're right.
It's fine.
Request a copy of that.
Of what?
Of that video.
Yeah, we would like copies of your data protection. So we would like copies of
the court
all
officer who
your
just confirmed
cam
it. Just
footage.
check your.
Why?
Because it's our right. It's the law.
Listen.
You can make an application.
Listen.
No, I can ask for a DSO verbally. Under GDPR, it's 30 days.
Yeah, you can go through the correct process again.
Yep. So GDR 30 days. Officer 40387. Data subject access requests. The law changed. They're now free. They're now free, and it's 30 days. You can ask verbally.
Yeah.
So, officers, I've shown you evidence of what we believe is false paperwork, forged,
I've told you.
false instrument,
I've told you how to
1981.
deal with it. Okay.
So I've raised it with you, and you're going to allow this to go ahead.
Allow what to go ahead?
You're going to allow this to go ahead, are you?
What am I allowing to go ahead?
Well, what is happening?
No,
Because
you tell me what I'm allowing to go ahead.
Well, what are you allowing to? What is happening?
No,
at the
you're
moment?
telling me I'm allowing something.
Well,
and I don't know.
we feel this is a breach of the peace.
I think you're on the verge of maybe a protest outside of a dwelling. So I think you want to get your legal head on, go over there with your colleagues.
Right, this is good because I can give this to politicians
and then,
to know how the police are abusing it.
I'm not abusing.
Okay then, so I don't know if this is the exact legislation which he's quoting, but I'm just going to assume it is, because I've spent like 3 hours now looking for the exact legislation just for this video. Can't find it, so I'm just going to run with this one. Now, if I'm wrong, let us know in the comments. But I'm going to assume is on about the Public Orders Act of 2023, which states offence of locking on. Right, so I'm just going to do this, because this is the important bit.
A person commits an offence if A. They attach themselves to another person, to an object or to land. 2. Attach a person to another person, to an object or to land, or 3. Attach an object to another object or to land. B. That act causes, or is capable of causing, serious disruption to 2 or more individuals, or 2. An organisation. In a place other than a dwelling, and
other than a dwelling, and they intend the act to have cons. Yeah, this is just subsection C, so I'll let that run in.
They intend that act to have a consequence mentioned in paragraph B, or are reckless as to whether it will have such a consequence.
Right, no, that there is about locking on, and then subsection 2 of this offence of being equipped to lock on, so basically having stuff which will lock you on. And then offence of causing serious disruption to tunneling, which is nothing. I'm not going to go through it all. As you can see, it's a big legislation, and I've spent maybe half an hour reading that. But yeah, so I'm going to assume this is what legislation is actually talking about. But it does say there, in a place other than a dwelling. Now, the guy did say new legislation to see how it's been abused, and as you can see, this is a new legislation. But a bit further on in the video, he quotes another section of the law, which I'm just going to get into now, and then I'm just going to let the section get on. So bear in mind, this is the section he quotes, which is section 60. Now, we all know what section 60 is. Powers to request removal or discarding. Oh no, this is 60A, yeah. This is not the section 60. Powers to stop and search. What the hell? Yeah. We'll go with section 60A. Because it's more plausible, so this is it.
Powers to require removal of disguises. 1. Or where A. An authorization under section 60 is for the time being in force in relation to any locality for any period, or B. An authorization under subsection 3 that the powers conferred by subsection 2 shall be exercisable at any place in a locality is in force for any period. Those powers shall be exercisable at any place in that locality at any time in that period.
So it does mention about some of those people wearing balaclavas, and it's saying a section 60, so this is why I assumed it was a section 60. It is what he actually meant. So it does quote these here. Now, we do know that it has to be, section 60 has to be in place at that time, so you can't just use this section, but let's read what this says.
This subsection confers power on any constable in uniform. A. To require any person to remove any item which the constable reasonably believes that person is wearing wholly or mainly for the purpose of concealing his identity. B. To seize any item which the constable reasonably believes any person intends to wear wholly or mainly for that purpose. 3. If a police officer of or above the rank of inspector reasonably believes A. That activities may take place in any locality in his police area that are likely, if they take place, to involve the commission of offences, and B. That it is expedient, in order to prevent or control the activities, to give an authorization under this subsection. He may give an authorization that the powers conferred by this section shall be exercisable at any place within that locality for a specified period not exceeding 24 hours.
And I can guarantee that this was not put into place, so him quoting section 60 in a bit of the video is absolutely nonsense, because the section 60 is not in place, obviously, because they've just been called and obviously an inspector doesn't believe any of this stuff, so him quoting this is absolutely nonsense, which could be an offence under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act of 2015. But let's just get back into the video.
Yeah, you are.
No. Listen to what I'm telling you.
Article 10 and 11.
Listen to what I'm telling you. You've got people with balaclavas outside this person's residential house. You might want to go and talk to your colleagues.
They're on that private.
Talk to your colleagues.
Okay.
And they may want to adjust their demeanour and how they're acting. You can see in a minute.
Yes.
What am I actually allowing to go on?
Okay.
Tell me, what am I allowing to go on?
So it's very peaceful at the moment.
Right. What am I allowing to go on?
So it's very peaceful. What Diana said. Yeah. What Diana said is some of our people in balaclavas might be seen as threatening to these people. So if they could remove them or be out of sight.
Are you recording?
Because we obviously want to work with the police. Yeah.
Right, Daniel, so I'll just ask you a question. So you're satisfied?
Right.
You're satisfied?
I've told you, it's my honest held belief. As I said, we're here to prevent a breach of peace and remain impartial. I'm trying to do that. Yeah. Okay. You need to be very mindful and listen to what I'm saying. Don't straight away go off on me. Listen to what I'm saying. Whatever you're doing here, you need to be considerate of neighbours. You've got people here in balaclavas. There's been an altercation which has been managed because it's not escalated to fisticuffs. We've had an exchange of opinions. Okay. But what I am saying is, you've got people here that need to go about their private residence.
These are the ones causing the breach of the peace.
Listen to me. Just please listen to what I'm saying and think about it, okay? Take the uniform off of me. Listen to what I'm telling you. You've got people stood outside residential properties with ballies.
Could give the wrong idea.
It could give the wrong idea. It could start to be seen as a protest about an eviction. Could be started to seen as also. You're going to open yourselves up for all sorts of other legislation. If you start mentioning that you've got people inside with medical emergencies, you need to be mindful of your wording, because otherwise you're going to force me to kick a door in for someone that's possibly not even unwell. So please think about your actions.
So on my basis of that was this NHS paperwork. So we're just concerned.
Right, and we've bottomed out that there's no one in there needing medical help.
At the present moment.
Right. I'm satisfied at this moment. This moment in time, I don't need to be here because there's nothing going on that needs a police response. There's no breach of peace at the minute, is there?
No, you're very right.
So I'm going to go and get a coffee because I was supposed to get one earlier.
So you're all leaving.
I don't know what you're telling me I'm allowing to go on.
So right, hold on, can I just ask you a question? Are you satisfied? Right, have you got an honest held belief that you believe that this document allows them, gives them, grants them authority to force entry to the property?
I'm telling you, I'm satisfied, and I've got honest held belief that what's gone on today has been lawful.
What I'm asking you is,
you're asking me stuff that is in the future. Okay? Do I want to? And let me throw this at you. How about I've got all these people here with face coverings telling we're not going to. No, listen. We're not going to allow entry. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
No, we accept that.
That could be a conspiracy to commit a violent.
Obviously, Dan. We're not here with.
We're playing the what if game. I don't want to play the what if game.
We're not here.
Play the here and now.
The majority of people are not here with masks.
You're satisfied that they've got the authority to force entry to the property?
No, I have said what's going on here is lawful.
And that is your truth.
So if they step over the threshold of that property, are you satisfied that that's
Let's stop playing the what if game, because we've got people here that could. If we start playing the what if game, I can go down all sorts of legislation, couldn't I? I could be looking at section 60s because we've got people with face coverings.
We'll have a word with them.
Right.
That's on private property, surely we're allowed to do it.
But we'll have a word with them, Tony.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not playing a what if game.
Dan, we'll have a word. We'll have a word. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Dismissed. No.
Okay, so that's the end of that video, and to be honest, I can't really fault the police. It did spout some nonsense in the video, which is absolutely nonsense, as we've discussed in the actual video. But it didn't help the bailiffs to gain entry, and the bailiffs ended up leaving, and so did the police. So I can't really fault this interaction, apart from him spouting them two laws, which are absolutely nonsense, which to me was just a threat, and deemed to be a threat. And that's basically it. The people filming did an absolutely brilliant job in explaining where they stand and what they're gonna do, not pushing anything further than it needs to, and that's it. this interaction is all my opinion, so let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this interaction. As always, like the video, it does open YouTube's algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.